Welcome to today's yoga to de-stress routine. So it's perfect afternoon routine. You've been working all day just to center, reconnect, reground. Let's go ahead and find a seat. We'll begin seated. We'll work our way upward through some standing poses, and then we'll work our way back down, and we'll end with a Savasana. And you can expect about a 30-40 minute routine here. All right, let's just find a comfy seat, ground down, engage your core, pick your shoulders up, and then let them gently drop down. Rest your hands on your thighs and go ahead and close the eyes down for a moment here. Get rid of that stimuli and begin breathing deeply in through the nose and out the nose. Several moments here, focusing solely on our breath as it flows in and out of the body, making a conscious effort to let go of the day. Set an intention. You can bring your hands now to heart center. Let the eyes flutter back open. Maybe that is just to let ourselves be present for the next little while on our mat. Let go of anything worrying you. And let the hands drop back down, and let your right ear melt towards your right shoulder. Take a few breaths into those sensations that may arise in your neck. Inhale, come through center and let your left ear tip off to your left shoulder, and take a few breaths here. Coming back through center, now look over your right shoulder and tip your nose towards your right armpit. And access that new place in your neck. And then look center and over your left shoulder and tip your nose to your left armpit. And then head through center, back to neutral. Now let's reach off to the right and let the left fingertips sweep and arc over, getting a nice side stretch in. Really press down with that right hand to help really accentuate that curve in the side body. And you can look up, or if your neck's really bugging you, just let it rest down. Now sweep the left hand across the horizon and let it reach down to your mat. And right fingers now arc up and over. And doing the other side. And then inhale, come back to center. Let's switch the cross on our legs. A little bit more of a warm up here before we move into a little more vigorous movement. Let's get some spinal circles in. So engaging, using your hands on your knees. Move around in big circles here. Let it feel nice and relaxing. Switch directions. Beautiful. Now let's move around onto all fours. Table with our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hips. Fingers spreading brightly, nice and separated, weight distributed evenly. And go ahead and get a few cat-cows here. And so for our cat, we're going to pull in through the belly button, pressing down to really accentuate the curve behind the back of the heart, tucking your tail, dropping the head. And for cow, let the belly begin to drop and your tailbones lift, chin lifts. And then go ahead and flow here, trying to smooth out these movements with your breath and moving at your own pace. One more round. Coming back to neutral. Let's lift the knees, keeping the toes and hands on the ground. And then begin to shift our weight backwards. Pressing those hands down and away. And then sending the tailbones to the sky for our first downward dog. Keeping the knees bent as they need to be, pedaling out the feet if that feels good. Several moments here. And then bend the knees a whole bunch. Look between the hands. Walk your feet up to the front. Press down. Inhale, halfway look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way to standing. Let the fingers rise all the way to the sky. And then float back down to your side. Let's bend the knees, touch the earth, come into chair pose. Sending the weight a little more back into your heels. So maybe you can even lift your toes some. A few deep breaths here. You can have your feet under your hips or together. And then exhale, swan dive over those legs. Inhale, halfway, look forward. And let's step into plank. Pause at the top. Take a breath in. And then exhale, hugging those elbows in, lower all the way to the earth. What are your shoulders doing? They're pitching forward. Pick them up and roll them down your back. And then palms face up along your sides. Lift your toes and inhale, let's come into Locust. Warming up the low back here. Notice how on each inhale we're rise a little more. And then naturally a slight sinking on the exhale. Riding that wave. And then hands under shoulders. Let's just gently roll them out. So roll your right shoulder and then roll your left. Taking turns. Neutral. And inhale, push up to plank. And then exhale back into downward dog. Several breaths here. Then bending the knees. Walk, hop, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, pulling your heart, chin, chest forward halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Make sure your feet are under your hips now. Big bend in those knees. Grab opposing elbows and just let gravity take effect here. Me sway side to side. Relax your jaw, your neck. Keep breathing. And then a little bend in those knees, hands to hips. Inhale all the way to standing. Inhale your fingers to the sky. Grab your right wrist and then pull as we get a side stretch and standing now. Inhale to the top. Switch the clasp, so now your right hand's grabbing your right wrist and then tip off the other way. Inhale. One more time here. Grab your right wrist. Pull as you tip to the left, maybe looking up. Or as the same, you could always look down if that bothers your neck. Inhale to the top. And last time, the other way. And inhale back to center. Bending those knees, touching down again. Chair pose once more. 2 deep breaths here. Inhale, exhale, forward fold over those legs. Inhale, pull your heart, chin forward. You can always have blocks to be up a little higher here, or use your shins. And then let's step it into plank again. Take a breath at the top. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Let's do a Sphinx pose, bringing your elbows under your shoulders. Really pressing down and slightly like you're drawing those elbows into you. So in and away to help broaden and open across your heart space. Staying just like this. Pick one leg up, reach it back further, and the other leg, reach it back. Extra length. And then release, hands under shoulders, toes curl under so we can push into plank. And exhale back into downward dog. Hips high, hands pressing strongly down and away. Several breaths here before we move on to a warrior sequence. Now, send your right toes to the sky on the inhale, keeping your shoulders steady and level. And then curl that knee into navel, come up on the ball of the back foot for extra space, and step that right foot through between your hands. Turn your back heel in and down. We're gonna inhale the hands to warrior one. So we're sinking through the hips. Our front thighs mildly rolling open so we can see our big toe down there. Now let's interlace our hands behind the low back. Shrug those shoulders up and down. And then let's come into a humble warrior here. So coming down, and you could stay like this. You can bring your fingers off to the edge of the mat, or bring your wrists all the way up and overhead as your head comes down towards the inside of your right foot. Inhale, fingers back up, warrior one. Take a deep breath in. Exhale your hands over your front foot. Turn your back heel up and step through plank. Lower through chaturanga. And then either baby cobra or upward facing dog. And pulling back on the exhale to downward dog. Take a couple breaths before we do the other side. Send your left toes to the sky. Come up on the ball of the back foot. Curl that knee in to your navel. Step through. Turn your back heel down and inhale up into warrior one. The left foot in front. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Pick your shoulders up. Shrug them down. Begin to come forward, staying here, or bringing the fingers off to the edge for a little extra support, or bringing the wrists all the way overhead. And then inhale, let's pull back up through warrior one. Exhale your hands over your front leg. Your back heel lifts up. Plank. Take a breath in. Lower on the exhale. Maybe cobra or upward dog on the inhale. Exhale, pulling back into downward facing dog. Come down on your knees. Pull in the child's pose for a moment. Using your hands to help press your hips back towards your heels. Rest your forehead down. Take a moment to relax. And then come onto all fours. Pull through your core. Get that right foot through between your hands. A lizard's pose here. So let's move that right foot off a little more to the side of the mat. And you can be up a little higher. You have blocks. And just feel the opening. Breathe into those sensations. And then if we want to keep going with this pose, and just send the weight a little more to the left side, and that left hand, kick your back foot in. And if you can't reach the foot, lasso it with a strap or belt, or grab the foot and then kick away. You create this bow resistance. Look over your right shoulder. And then release the back foot. Let's move that front foot back towards the center a little bit more. And let's inhale. Really engage those legs like if you wanted to hold something between them. Lift off, engaging that back glute. Inhale your fingers to the sky. Maybe you want to sink through the hips more or stay upright. Exhale, both hands over that front foot. Let's do a little half split here, pressing that through that front heel, squaring your right hip back with the left. Pulling your chin chest forward before letting your head drop down. And then right knee to meet the left, and we'll do the other side. Pulling through the core, stepping that left foot through between your hands. Setting that left foot off more to the side of the mat so your wrists can be under your shoulders. Spending a moment here breathing in this pose. Remembering that you could always be up higher. Now staying here, breathing, or beginning to shift the weight a little more into the right side so you can kick that back foot in, reach around or lasso it, and then kick away, creating that bow resistance, looking over that left shoulder. And release, coming back towards center, moving that left foot in again. And then inhaling, raise your fingers to the sky, really engaging. And then once you have all that engagement, right, to lift off, to come up. And the fingers high, and then maybe from here, then you sink it back down. Exhale, hands around that front foot, step. Oh, let's do our half split. So pressing through that front heel, straightening the leg. As you do, as you square that left hip back, foot flex strongly. And again, you can be on blocks here as well. Pull those little fingertips, pull your chin, chest forward, and then let the head drop once you have maximum length. Inhale, head lifts, coming back to all fours, sway it out. Let's get a little pigeon in, so right knee behind right wrist, and then our right foot is gonna turn to the left, and we're gonna scooch that back leg out. And if it's very intense for your hip, you could stick a block or a thicker pillow under it so you could sink evenly on both sides, so you're not trying to roll out because it's so intense, but as we're dropping evenly down. You could stay high, or you could forward fold over your legs. We're gonna be here for a few breaths, so don't go so intense that you can't breathe deeply. And imagine sending that breath to those tight places, to your sensations. And hands on the shoulders, come on up if you forward folded. Curl your back toes under to help lift you back out into all fours. You can switch sides, so we're going to draw that left knee behind the left wrist. Turn our heel to the right and scooch the back leg out. Sticking a pillow or block under that left hip if it's tight, so we can sink down evenly. You can stay high or forward fold. Alright, let's inhale, come up if you forward folded, curling those back toes under, coming on out, sitting back on your heels, letting your hips drop to a side so you can bring your feet out around in front. Lay all the way down on to your back. Cactus the arms here, feet as wide as a mat, and now just tick-tock the knees side to side. So inhaling through center, exhale off to the side. And then hug the knees into your chest, roll around on the low back if that feels good to you, or just hold statically. Let's grab a little happy baby here, feet to the sky, drawing those knees down to the outside of the torso, but really focusing on relaxing our head, shoulders, all of our back. Relaxing, releasing into the mat. And then bring the soles of the feet to touch and the knees. Let the knees drop out, and you can rest your hands on your inner thighs for a little Supta Baddha Konasana here. Find a little posture before we move into Savasana. And for Shavasana, I really like to keep the feet together for sort of as long as it feels, till it starts to feel really weird, and then let the feet come apart and the hands open up. You can take time to gently roll each shoulder under. I don't know why I feel like that sets me up nicely on my low back. Let me know how you feel about it. Now just let it all go. Feel supported by the earth beneath you. No more doing. I'll guide you out in a few minutes. Begin to deepen your breath and roll to a side. Just pause for a moment before using your hands to push yourself up gently, keeping that energy nice and low. Back to seated. Well, I hope you feel relaxed. If that brought you down from your day and you can move into your evening space with a little more tranquility. Thank you for practicing with me. The light within me sees and recognizes the light within you. Take care.